While definitely we support the Trump administration and we pray for them on a regular basis, there are times that also we need to call them out when there's something that they're not getting right. For example, we've done that with the abortion drug. That drug is threatening women and the unborn because of the Biden and Obama era abortion expansions that the Trump administration could reverse, but they haven't done so yet. Well, we're now sounding the alarm on the administration's push against Israel's right to fully exercise sovereignty over the land that was promised to them by God, namely the region of Judea and Samaria, which some refer to as the West Bank.
The West Bank. Israel's not going to do anything with the West Bank, okay? Don't worry about it. Is that your question? They're not going to do anything with the West Bank. Don't worry about it. Israel's doing very well. They're not going to do anything with it.
All right, those are some powerful words from President Trump yesterday. He was responding to a reporter's question about Wednesday's preliminary vote in the Israeli Knesset to extend sovereignty to the settlement areas in Judea and Samaria. But will Israel yield to the U.S. when it should be yielding to God? I mean, that's a huge question. And what danger does that put the U.S. in, as well as Israel? Well, joining me to discuss this is Aaron Fruh, board member, president, and CEO of Israel Team Advocates International. He served for 24 years as the lead pastor of the Knollwood Church in Mobile, Alabama. Aaron, welcome to Washington Watch. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jody. Good to be here.
All right, so President Trump had a telephone interview with Time magazine that adds more details to the clip that we just played a moment ago. And I want to read what he said when asked about Israel moving forward with the annexation of Judea and Samaria. Here's what the president said. It won't happen. It won't happen. It won't happen because I gave my word to the Arab countries, and you can't do that now. We've had great Arab support. It won't happen because I gave my word to the Arab countries. It will not happen. Israel would lose all of its support from the United States if that happened. End quote. Wow. So if the U.S. does not give Israel support, I mean, that's bad for Israel, but that is also bad for the United States, isn't it?
Yes. And, as a Christian Zionist, my basis of my belief comes from Genesis 12, verse 3, where God promises Abraham a land, a peoplehood, a nation. And then he said, I will bless you and I'll bless the families of the earth through you. And then God says to Abraham something very interesting. Whoever curses you, I will curse. And whoever blesses you, I will bless. So there's rich blessing on a nation that will support the Jewish people, that will fight against this present global rise of anti-Semitism and stand with the Zionist state of Israel. And interesting word there in Genesis 12:3, God uses two words for curse. The first is kalel. It means to show contempt, to despise, revile, or humiliate. And the second word is arar, which means to cause to become fruitless and powerless. And if you look back in history, Jody, every nation, you think of the Romans. I mean, where's the Roman Empire today? They showed contempt, vile contempt towards the Jewish people, the state, towards Israel, Germany, the United Kingdom, Spain. Every country that has dissed Israel, they have become fruitless and powerless. And any country that has kalelled or shown contempt towards the state of Israel ends up in the dustbin of history. So I pray that the United States of America continues on its path of standing strong. I know there's many voices around President Trump that are isolationist. They're not happy about his support of Israel. A lot of times he stands alone against the powers that be within his own party. And so I pray for him that he'll stand strong for the Jewish state.
Well, we join you with that. And Aaron, I've got some more questions I want to get to you. We've got less than 2 minutes. If you can stay over the break, I'd like to get a few more questions into you. Peace is what we all want. Okay,
Right.
we want peace of Israel, peace in Jerusalem, and globally for that matter. But looking back at the Bible, as you referenced, what sort of peace would there be if Israel gives away Judea and Samaria? I mean, this is like giving up on the land that God gave them. What could there be any peace if they did that?
Well, my opinion, Jody, there'll never be peace with a fanatical ideology of Islamism. And Islamism has one desire, and that's first to destroy the Jewish state. If you look at the covenant of Hamas, they not only want to kill every Jew in Israel, they want to kill every Jew globally. And once that happens, then the Western world is next. And already England, Great Britain has fallen to radical Islam, and now it is, penetrating into the United States. And so we have to stand strong for Israel because we're fighting an age-long fanatical ideology, and there'll never be peace if we give up on the state of Israel, for sure.
Yeah, I want to go down that path further when we get back. We're talking about Muslim countries who do not want Israel to exist. So let's continue this conversation after the break. And Aaron, first of all, thank you for staying with us over the break. I appreciate that very much. But there's a reason we were talking about this, why Arab and Muslim countries do not want Israel to have any degree of authority in Judea and Samaria. The truth is they don't want Israel anywhere in the land. I mean, they would prefer Israel to be gone, totally out of the Middle East picture as a whole. So if there is any nation that should be standing with Israel right now, it would be us, wouldn't it?
100%. And again, Jody, what the Western world needs to be concerned about, during the war, I have a friend who's an expert on Hamas, and there were posters all through the Gaza Strip, and the posters said, first the Saturday people, then the Sunday people. So the objective of Hamas is first the Jews and then the Christians. And that is the ideology of their path. And one of the most frightening verses in the Bible for any Christian, and right now we're seeing this huge rise of Christian anti-Semitism on not only the Christian left, but now on the Christian right. It's very concerning. But, for every Christian, should read the passage in Matthew 25. It's, to me, one of the most harrowing passages in the Bible. And it's where Jesus says in the Olivet Discourse, when the Son of Man comes, he's going to gather all the nations as a shepherd gathers the sheep and separates the sheep from the goats. And then Jesus goes into his teaching where he says, I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was naked and you clothed me. And then he says, as you've done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. Who's he talking about? He's talking about his brothers, his Jewish family. As you've done it unto them, you've done it unto me. And so the righteous will say, when did we see you hungry and naked and thirsting? As you've done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it to me. And then the unrighteous nations, he'll send into everlasting darkness. And so, Jody, in my estimation, there are sheep nations, there are goat nations. There are sheep churches, there are goat churches. We're seeing this huge divide today, even within the evangelical movement, of churches that have gone back to replacement theology, supersessionism, proclaiming that God is finished with Israel and finished with the Jewish people. And 70% now of young evangelical Christians in America are rejecting Israel, 70%. And Jesus, in Matthew 25, he's not just giving a new sermon. He's quoting Joel chapter 3 in Matthew 25 about separating the nations based on how they treat Israel. And Joel chapter 3, verse 1 through 3, for behold, in those days, and at that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all the nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will enter into judgment with them there on behalf of my people and my heritage Israel, because they have scattered them among the nations and have divided my land and have cast lots for my people. So, nations that divide the land of Israel, that, want to hold Israel back from annexing their own land. You can't annex what rightfully belongs to you. It's Israel's land. So nations that do this to Israel and stand opposed to Israel and attempt to divide their land, they will enter into judgment with the Lord at the end of the age. So as a Christian, I don't want to be on the wrong side of history, Jody, and I know
we don't.
The listeners don't either,
Absolutely. Powerful, powerful comment. And this is an everlasting covenant that God made with them, and it did not go away with the opening of the New Testament. Thank you so much, Aaron Fruh, board member, president, and CEO of Israel Team Advocates International. Great discussion. We appreciate you coming on.